Whoa. We all float.
What?
You don't watch it?
No.
We went to a float tank.
So for this video we did something pretty weird, special. We were given the opportunity to go isolate ourselves in meditation in this alternative therapy called isolation tanks.
Yeah.
Or sensory deprivation tanks they're also called.
Sounds really scary. I mean, I like the idea that it's called floating. Like, we floated. And floating sounds like really dreamy and nice.
We went to this place in Angel called Floatworks. They gifted us 2 floats.
They ain't cheap, man. Like, what the hell?
Special.
Very special. But they're insane. So it's an alternative therapy. And yeah, we're going to show you exactly the steps of going there and getting in. And you're supposed to be in these flotation tanks, like, completely naked.
Naked.
Like, butt naked.
Naked.
The idea of them is that they're body temperature water. You float there because there's loads of Epsom salts, so you don't sink at all.
Yes, it's like the Dead Sea, completely floaty.
Which is a very weird sensation anyway.
Yeah, and then you close yourself in this huge pod. The lights go out. Oh, you have earplugs in, so you can't hear anything, you can't see anything. And you're just like floating around, meditating.
Yeah. I mean, it is crazy. Like, you can hallucinate in them. Honestly, it can be really good for your mental health.
Really good.
We were very surprised and also not sure what to expect either.
No. Follow our journey into the world of floating. And we'll check back in at the end of the video.
I am pretty nervous about it.
So we're on our way to float.
Float! It sounds like a funny horror film pun, but it's not.
We're going to Floatworks in Angel to try out their isolation tanks.
Yeah, I've never been in one. You've been in one before.
Yeah, I've been in one once and it was good.
It's supposed to be like relaxing, almost like sensory deprivation meditation.
Yes.
And it makes you float because you're in like Epsom salt, so you kind of just float and you don't really feel anything.
It's like being in the Dead Sea.
Yes, and I've been in the Dead Sea and that shit's amazing.
Weird.
It's so weird.
It's just like, whoa, what?
It's like it's indescribable. It is like what you imagine being in space to feel like.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go check it out. Our London life. The London Tube is our finest form of transport.
This is your best.
Whoa. Check it out.
Traction is just on in. That will stop before you get in. Ladies, I want you to step into the water, which is lovely and silky and warm. Drop that hand really good. Put it down behind you, okay? It's on the hydraulic so it doesn't lock. You might find you have a bit of tension in your neck and shoulders. If you do, there's a halo there. Put the float behind your head and that will take away to your neck for you, okay? We're going to play 10 minutes of music for you, where you can have complete silence till the end of the session when the music comes back on. If the music finishes and it's time for you to get out, so please do get out, close the lid, have a lovely shower. You've got about 10 minutes at the end to get shampoo, conditioner and body washed, and get yourself dried, and get yourself dressed, and make your way through to reception.
Do you get in a bikini?
Make it. Let's get naked.
Hold my arms, hold my arms.
A few moments later.
That was so weird. It was like really weird. Obviously Florence went in a different one. It's so bizarre, like floating endlessly, like your body does weird stuff. Like I was twitching out and I think I fell asleep. Yeah, let's see what Florence has to say.
I just got out of my float, enjoying the read. I'm so zen right now.
Yeah,
so chill. It kind of takes a while to get into it, and then as soon as you get into it, it's like, oh, I could be here for hours.
I remember hearing my heartbeat for ages.
Yeah.
Getting there and being like, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, and then you stop noticing those things as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, you're hearing the heart and then you're breathing like so much.
Yeah,
And
I was
then
like,
suddenly, I also had a really stingy vagina, and I think that's because
Same.
I've been on my period, so I was like, is that because I've been on my period maybe?
I feel like it's just Epsom salts on sensitive areas. Mine wasn't stinging, but I could definitely feel that. Like it was on my sensitive parts of my vagina.
Yeah. So we're just freshening up, aren't we, Reed?
Yeah, drying our hair because the salt is everywhere, and getting some moisturiser on our bodies because it does leave your body feeling silky smooth but quite dry.
And my hair is really shiny after using that shampoo and conditioner that they had. Shiny.
Yeah. Whoa! What's it called? Hibiscus, strawberry and cinnamon tea. Yummy teas.
The grass wall, the relaxing tea for afterwards. So we're just in the relaxing area after our float.
Yeah, it was really good. First time experience. You don't really know what to expect, and it is weird going into like a very small confined space with water. It does make you get a bit worried, but you know the whole point of this is to relax. So I just had to remind myself to stop getting anxious over nothing, and this is a relaxing thing. We would do this on a regular basis to feel good.
Yeah, I did get into my head like a little bit at the beginning. I was just like, I really need this. Florence, you really need to relax. You need to get rid of all the stress from your old career. You need to get rid of it. I think I was like flitting between all my like little meditation techniques too much though, and not really
fixate on one, don't you? The thing is, relaxing is hard. It's not something that you can just do. You have to try and relax, and it's almost like you have to learn how to relax.
I thought I was gonna fall asleep in there, but I didn't. I was just sort of floating around, making little flicky movements with my fingers that made the water sort of like echo across the whole thing, which sounded really cool.
I had this really weird moment, right, where it must have been a bubble. I was like using the halo thing and it must have like moved, but I genuinely in my mind thought that someone was in there, the tank with me, stroking my hair. And I was literally like, what the fuck? I also had some
quite nice.
Well, I don't know, I was a bit like freaked out.
People do hallucinate in
I'd had some like
times.
weird visuals, but I can do that. Yeah, I can do that anyway when I close my eyes and I'm really focused. Oh my god, my stomach kept going as well. It was like really hungry, like, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? A couple of times I like woke myself out of it because my mouth made like a weird like noise, or like with the saliva going around. I was a bit like, it was so loud in my head.
I did really enjoy it though.
Oh yeah, it was so nice. I do feel so much more calm and like chill, almost like very floaty. Like I could just walk through floating. Calm, Florence. Calm. Doing something like this, there are literally all the warning signs of like, don't do this, don't go in. You're going into a confined, tight space with water. The lights go out pitch black. Your body is literally telling you like, this is a nightmare. But it isn't, it does the opposite. It allows your brain to sort of like let go and not focus on things, and it is literally like forced meditation, you know. It makes you reflect and think about your day, or just think about nothing. Like trying to think about nothing is so hard to do.
What was your first like immediate reaction after doing that for the first time?
I was very aware of my vagina, that's for sure. I was like lying there like, I can feel you. Apart from the fact that it's like fear central, and you're in a room on your own, in a weird environment, you're naked as well, so it's like you're at your most vulnerable. The only thing that I had a problem with was like, I wasn't exactly sure what I was supposed to be doing at some times. Like, was I like, you know, when am I supposed to get out? And of course that's probably because I didn't listen to the instructions properly. Not every single individual experience is going to be the same, you know, like there will be times where you probably fall into it immediately, and then other times where it does take you a while, or it's not as effective. You can't just do one thing once and expect it to work your entire life. You have to top it up and keep it going, or try new things at least. I was trying to think if I was getting like horny in there, and I don't know, I was thinking about being horny, but I wasn't really horny, if that makes sense. It's just kind of like I could be horny, but I wasn't. I was really aware that at one point I must have just like floated to the edge, but I scared myself because my head hit the side. Not hit the side, but like tapped the side really gently, and I was like, oh! And then suddenly I was really spatially aware of where I was in the tank, rather than like just being in the middle and almost floating in space. There's like nothing there.
I had a moment where I felt like I must have like drifted like a little bit, but I felt like I was spinning. Like,
oh my god, yeah!
Around and
like
around.
floating around. It was so silent. There was even moments I was like, can I hear Florence? The best.
But we're gonna check back in with you guys in a week or two and see how we kind of feel. See you back in the bedroom.
Whoa! Whoa! We're flown back into the bedroom.
Floating.
Yeah, fuck me. That was amazing. It was crazy. Like, what did you make of the floating tank? So it was my second time floating, and I really liked it. It takes me a while to get into it. At first, my mind's like buzzing around, especially because we were filming first. We were kind of like rushing to get there.
Yeah,
it did take me a little bit of time, but then I think halfway through, I must have sort of like clocked off, and then I just started really enjoying myself, and like I could have been in there for so much longer.
I was pretty scared. Like everything about the floating thing is quite terrifying, because when you're going into a confined space with water, your brain's going like, this ain't right, man, like you need to get the fuck out of this situation. But they've made it so nice and pretty and dreamy in there. Getting into it, finally closing the door, the music goes off, the lights go off, and I'm there, and all I can hear is my heartbeat going dun 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 dun. I'm like, do I like this? I don't know if I like this. I don't know. And then there comes a point where you just go, and you just melt into it.
Relax.
Because I'd heard about all this like hallucination stuff. I really,
a lot.
well, I know I tried to hallucinate.
Oh.
I was like focusing. I was like looking. I was eyes open, looking up at the nothingness, and really focusing on what my eyes wanted to try and like conjure up and focus. And I did kind of hallucinate, where I was like seeing loads of like purple and black patterns, and every time I was breathing in and out, it would like almost like open and close and like form into different stuff.
Yeah, actually the first time that I did it, I saw lots of patterns this time. This time I think I kept my eyes shut most of the time. But for me, I actually find like floating quite a weird and like sexy place. Like, because it's like you're in this like dark space, and then I start like thinking about alien fantasy.
Oh my god, yes! I'm some sort of kidnapped
just like
experiment
floating in the middle of the space, and then like they drag you in.
Probe me.
It is quite like
alien.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. The whole pod thing.
It's like really sci-fi-esque,
Oh,
like futuristic.
got something spiky. Something spiky in your duvet.
Yeah, it's like really futuristic, out of this world. You do feel like you're going into another world.
I would recommend it if you can afford it. But I think you do, like, one thing I was thinking is like afterwards, in like retrospect, like the relaxation doesn't last like that long afterwards. I feel like it'd be something you have to do weekly. It's like going to therapy. Like you'd have to do it weekly for it really to make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, I did feel really chill afterwards.
Yeah.
Hella chill, hella relaxed, almost, dreamy.
Yeah.
Walking around in a sort of state of like calm, which I imagine is probably really good if you're feeling really anxious.
Yeah.
I could see it working regularly. I mean, the guy we spoke to there, who was lovely, by the way.
Yeah. The people there were so nice.
So chill, and there's like that little chill out area afterwards. Yeah, he was just saying that you should be doing it, once a week. And he was like, I've been a floater for 20 years. It was like, whoa, man. He was like hardcore.
And he was so like floaty.
Yeah, like super zen, super chill, just like, yeah, man. Maybe less hippie, but Yeah, he was cool.
I would really love to do it again. I
also-
would really love it.
I also fell asleep
Oh,
during my
yeah.
session as well, because you get 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And that really, the time flies. You really
does.
lose track of time when you're in it. It does feel like you're just like floating off into space almost. But yeah, I fell asleep. I'm pretty sure. Or I was just so relaxed that I just wasn't even aware that what the fuck was going on. The guy was saying that back in the day, you know, they didn't really know much about floating. You used to go and do your floating thing and then like leave the place, and apparently people would just be a bit like oh, I don't really know what to do. So he put in place this whole like relaxation thing, and I could see that because you're so dreamy afterwards. You're almost like not really thinking about anything.
No way. You
just
just need a little time to like get back into the real world after doing something like that.
It was definitely like a good
Yeah.
brain shut off, like an energizer.
Well, let us know if you'd like us to try out more alternative therapies, because I think they're always a little bit relevant to sex, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh my
And
god.
we
Yeah.
love to talk about our mental health, so alternative therapies, if you're not into talking therapy, can be really great.
For years I thought it was bullshit because I'm very much a science person, but holy hell, my mind has been completely open to alternative therapies. Like I'm like, hell yeah, give me everything, let me try it all.
Comment below what you want us to try next, and we'll go out and vlog it. Now we've got more time.
Yeah. Anyway, love you all, and comment, like, subscribe, share, check out our podcast, and then we'll see you next week.
Oh yeah, do you think that you should, or you guys, do you think you should be called the Curious Fuckers? Because we're trying to come up with a name for our subscribers, our followers, and because of our podcast being Fucks Given and I'm Curious, we're like Curious Fuckers.
I
which
like
is kinda
Curious
cute.
Fuckers, yeah. I think that's cute.
So, thank you, Curious Fuckers.
It just looks lame when you have to write fuck with an asterisk.
I know, and also
Lame.
people hate swearing, but
Yeah, true. But you're at the wrong place if you don't like swearing.
we swear a lot.
Fuck you. Could you imagine after this beautiful alternative therapy and they're just like, oh my god. No, we love you. We do love you.
We do love you so much, more than you even know.
Yeah. Anyway,
So, see you next week then.
bye.
Bye.